What's good, guys? We're back. Another one, man. We're starting off a new week. Shout out to everybody who showed up. Tonight is going to be an epic podcast. We got Boo Boo is supposed to be calling in from Raybrook, the Federal Correctional Institute in New York. So we're gonna be hearing from him. He's gonna get into everything that he experienced with Aaron Hernandez behind the wall. And what he told me before we even did this, we talked yesterday on the phone. He called in from the feds and he had a really positive attitude, not for nothing, but he wanted to clear the air on Aaron Hernandez. He's heard about the videos I've made about him. He's heard all these things I've talked about, and not for nothing, but he said I hit the nail on the head for the most part on almost everything. And was kind of surprised on how I really remembered and picked up on everything. But he's gonna call in from the feds. He's gonna give us his whole story about him and Double A, how they linked up in the feds. He'll answer whatever questions you got for him. But until we get into that, I want to hit up the chat, talk to you guys, give you a chance to ask me whatever you guys want to ask me, and give you a little bit of game on how I got here, bro, because there's some special shit about this shit. There's something special about this, bro. And a motivational story, struggle, pain, redemption, prison, fighting, every single thing you could possibly imagine. I'm going to tell you a little story real quick. You guys want to hear this shit, bro? How the W Number podcast legitimately came to be. Like, no bullshit. I'm going to get into it, guys, real quick. Let me hit up this chat and see who's here. Low Red Eyes, Lewis Alves, Brett. Yo, what's up, Brett? I'm waiting for you to get up here. You don't even know. This week, Brett, I'm saying, bro, remember Saw 5? Yeah, bro, we're going to get into it, bro. This is going to be an epic week. An epic week. Tomorrow, I got one of Mort Beezy's, top dogs, bro. Another rapper, did time, all that shit. He's tapping in tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we got Saw. We're going to have some crazy stuff popping. I got the K2 story. I'm already going to start editing that soon. Things are moving, man. Things are straight up moving, bro. And you guys are all making this possible, not for nothing. And I just got to, you always know that I'm going to do this, right? Salute to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, because literally without him, none of this would be possible. And I'm going to get into some shit real quick, bro, right? You guys are going to see, bro, right? Bill Green, what's up, man? How you guys doing, man? Looking good. Thank you, bro. I just hit up my man. So let me tell you about 3L Barbers, bro, right? And he's not going to want to tell you because I'm not going to put his name out there yet. He's not ready to tell a story yet. But this dude, and I'm not going to tell you his story because he's told me he doesn't want to tell it yet. He's not comfortable with it. He's trying to move past prison and all that shit. And, society makes it really hard for a motherfucker to get out of prison and move past it. We are that W number, a statistic for a long ass time, right? Part 2 of that K2 story is going to be epic too. Trust me. But what I was going to say about my boy is, now I'm going to say Gino. I'm going to say his first name is Gino, right? Now, Gino is a top dude, bro. Like, this dude, he got out, he changed his whole life around. He's got his barber thing. He does beast mode haircuts. Like, if you need a haircut and you're in Boston, definitely go hit him up. And if you're watching, Gino, salute to you, bro. And I appreciate the haircuts. He's going to be cutting my hair for the podcast. Like, that's where I go to get my haircuts. Him and Robert Galiga, both two people that are solid dudes I've done time with, cutting hair, beasts, right? But, hey, what's up, baby? Hey, I just want to send a little shout out to my girl too, right? She hit the gym for the first day back in a long time. So she's taking some initiative and doing some shit to change her life, make yourself feel better. So salute to you, baby. Yeah, man. I thank you, Brett. I'm definitely trying, bro. I put in tons of work. Always putting in work, bro. Like, I'm telling you, if I'm not at the studio, I'm at home listening to my girl yell at me because I'm editing and not paying attention to her. And now I'm saying I try to make time for my family, but this is my career. This is something I take very seriously. And as you can tell, I try to make it as good as it could possibly be. Quality is, better than quantity always, right? So, yo, what up, man? Oh shit, we got Boo Boo calling. Shit, tell him to call back. Fuck, he called in, man. I missed his phone call, bro. Tell him to call back. Jamie, if you're watching, fuck it. If he'll call back, But Boo Boo's about to call, so we're gonna get this, man. This is gonna be fire, dude. I can't wait. Hopefully he calls back real quick, but I'll just keep on hitting this chat real quick until we get into it, man. This is gonna be so fire, dude. What's good, big dog? How you doing? Walt LaCory, the hardest thing, hold up, the hardest thing in the gym to use is the door. Yeah, going in, definitely. Hey, okay. Yeah, so he might his sister said he might call her. I hope he calls me back. I hope he doesn't go to the gym or something, but you know, and like I said, we're gonna get into some shit anyways. I got a few really solid fucking stories, bro. We're gonna get into some fire shit. Um, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's what you need, people to keep you accountable and shit. You know what I mean? Um, So let me start this little story real quick while we're waiting for him to call back. And I apologize for missing that call, man. I heard it ringing right as I clicked it. It went off. Damn, kid. But Jared Remy. Oh, I already seen that comment. You want to hear about Jared Remy? Because I'll so that's a crazy. That's part of the K2 story. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'll just give you a little bit of insight on that video. Is Jared Remy is part of that K2 story? Okay, he's calling.
Prison.
We got it.
Not be charged for this call. This call is from
Jason Nobles.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this, you may begin speaking now.
Ah, Boo Boo. What's up, bro? We got a bunch of people here already listening, waiting for you.
Oh yeah, what's going on, man?
Nothing, bro. I'm excited to get into this shit. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Did you get my sister send you a message for me?
Yeah, I did. So that's definitely in my wheelhouse. You could tell him to call me and we'll get into it for sure. We'll do a whole episode. We could do a record or whatever.
Yeah. Just we'll get on that later. But I
Yep.
just want to see. So what you up to?
Just sitting here doing this live, doing this podcast, man. Got a bunch of people. That's pretty much it, bro. Just working. Go home, I edit, I come to the studio, I make the recordings. You know what I mean? It's like a revolving door for me, but I know what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like this shit's moving and it's hitting, it's impacting people. So yeah,
That's what's up.
hell yeah.
That's what's up.
So I guess the topic of the night and what people want to hear um is about Aaron and how you kind of became friends with him and met him and just what happened from there on out.
Well, he was in Dartmouth with all the dudes from the hood, all
Mm-hmm.
our friends and stuff. So like he was already around a bunch of Richie, my brother Louis before he passed. He was actually in Dartmouth when he passed.
Really?
And so like all them guys, I was in Walpole at the time, and that's when things were going crazy up in Walpole. When my name was, you know what I mean. Everybody was talking about me.
Yup.
So he was hearing all that,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in the middle of all that. So then he got his time. And I just remember when he got the time, he was, remember the van was following, the news reporter was following the van and stuff.
Yup.
And sure enough, they brought him right to the max and put him on the cell right on the side of me.
Yeah.
And literally right on the side of me, you know what I'm saying?
What block was that
And,
on, Boo Boo? M1, right?
Yeah, I was in M1, yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, and that's when, I forget how it happened exactly, but I got a message, I think, from Richie.
Mm.
They told me that he was a good dude, and you know what I'm saying? Because I was on personally, I just was gonna stay away from him. I had no intentions of being friends with him or anything. I had my own stuff going on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was just gonna stay away, but then he said, "Hey man, he's a good dude. And, he's a friend of mine, and look out for him." So when he said that, I'm like, "All right, cool," So I brought him over TV, some food, a big bag of food, and it was funny because he never been in prison before, so he looked at me like, "Yo, what you want for this?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some weirdo stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, man. Richie told me, oh, he's like, oh, and then he.
This call is from a federal prison.
And then he was like, yeah, I know your brother, and I know Richie, and he's like, man, I've been hearing a lot about it. So he was telling me stories about me to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and then that's how we became cool, you know?
That's kind of cool. So basically, you guys, he knew you were up there before you even got there. Like your boys were like,
Yeah,
when
he was hearing, they were all, you know how it is, man. Everybody tells war stories, and he was hearing all the stories that were going on from, you know, all that stuff with the beefs that were going on up there. He was hearing all about it, and so he came, and he already knew basically who I was, but sure enough, 2 days in the cell is when that stuff happened. When I got in a fight in his cell, right in his cell. We went to the shoe, and he was on the news and everything. TMZ is like, oh, he got into a fight. In all actuality, I got into a fight in his cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember that
well,
shit. Can you kind of
yeah.
explain a little bit of what happened and like what Aaron's role was in that? Like, kind of just explain that a little bit.
Well, he honestly, we were just talking. We were hanging out in the cell. We were drinking, actually. We made some booze, and we were drinking, and somebody next door is the kid that worked down in property, and he was sleeping in on the weekend. It was the weekend. He was sleeping in.
Yep.
And I guess we were loud and listening to the music and making noise. And the dude came over like crazy gangster, like tough guy. And he was, and we were in Aaron's cell. And he's like, yeah, you guys need to quiet down. Shut, like the way he said it. And I was like, what? Excuse me? Who do you think you're talking? And then he's like, what? What's up? You know, and then you know what it was. And 2 punches later, he was he was sleeping in the cell. But Aaron and them ran out the cell, and we're like, yo, they came in. But yeah, you know, but nobody else had anything to do with it. But they made it seem like we beat the kid up and jumped him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all 3 of us went to the shoot for it too.
Yeah.
And the other kid.
So what happened after that? You guys came down. I remember there was like an incident on M1 where there was like a tattoo or something. Were you down there when the news was like reporting that he got a tattoo, like a blood tattoo or some shit like that?
I don't remember none of that. I think he come out when he come out of there. I think he got out first. No, we got out together, and then we went down to the block together, and then that's when we ended up moving over to population together, and we were with George and all that. Remember?
Yeah, yep. Me and you were cellies down there on P1.
Yeah. That's when we moved out and we went over there, and that's when we first really started hanging out.
Yeah.
And really getting close, you know.
So what were some of the things that I don't know if if you feel like talking about them, things you can't talk about. Like, what are some of the things that you and Aaron discussed? I mean, these are things that people really care about, Boo Boo. So,
well, the truth is, listen, right? I won't ever try to speak for him and his situation because I didn't know later than that. The only thing I can tell you is about the person that I knew, is the character that I knew with. Aaron was a good dude, man. He was loyal. He was 100% like a man of his word. He was honorable.
This call is from a federal prison.
And all that other stuff, like people put out there like he's a fag and all that other stuff, I never heard or seen any of that. And the truth is, you know how it is in prison. If someone's a fag, everybody knows. You know what
exactly,
I mean?
bro.
So you can't get away with that. So like, even if when he moved to the other side, I would have heard, because I had friends. You know, I had friends on every side.
Right.
They would have told me from the rip. So that was never even questioned until he passed away and that kid started running his mouth. You know what I mean?
Have you ever met that kid?
I was actually. It's funny, when Aaron did that, they put me in medical. Remember, he killed himself, and they put me. They knew I was friends with him, and I was going through my own situation. Remember, and they put me in medical on suicide watch.
Really?
After that, and they put him in medical, the kid, too, and he was right directly on the side of me in medical. He was banging on the wall all the time trying to talk to me, and I didn't. I just thought he was some weirdo. So I really didn't talk much to him, but he did tell me from out of his mouth, "Oh, I gotta get an attorney because I got all these like TMZ and all these actors, Hollywood people trying to give me money to him to talk about my story and this and that." And I'm like, and he's like he was already had an idea where he was trying to make some money off of his friendship with Aaron. You know what I mean? So like it was already creepy, like weird stuff. And I didn't really talk to him much after that. I was like, all right, kid, whatever.
Yeah.
Like why are you talking? But whatever, I'm not even gonna go down that road. But so his motives were that was his motivation from the beginning.
Right.
So whatever he said was motivated by probably the shock and awe of telling a story that will make it worthy of a good check. You know what
Absolutely,
I mean?
bro.
So
And another person,
back to Adam.
My fault.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another person, Stevie Shavs, he's from your area.
I know the name sounds familiar, but
I mean,
you know how it is.
yeah, regardless, it's like but he came up here. He had been with Aaron in the county and things like that, and he had mentioned the fact that they tried to bribe him to make false statements about Aaron, saying like basically like, here, this is the money, we want you to say this, and gave him a false narrative, and he refused to do it, which is solid. But obviously there's people that won't, and that's one of them probably. God.
Well, good, because the truth is like he's got family and people that care about him and his daughter and stuff. And I don't know, listen, I don't know a lot of the other stuff, but he used to talk about his daughter and her life and her future all the time. And he loved his kid's mother, you know what I mean? He was definitely really upset about their situation and that he wasn't going to be there. So I mean, all the relationship, I was with him, we were with him for like 2.5 years before he got moved. That whole time we hung out tough every day, ate together, drank, we chilled.
Yep.
So I've never seen any kind of femininity in that kid at all.
No,
in fact,
dude.
The opposite,
Word, bro.
The kid was a gangster, he was a dog. So like I can't really question. I don't question that at all. And I just say, whenever people talk or try to put that, even nowadays, like I'm an artist. I draw. I draw portraits and stuff. So I was drawing portraits and trying to get pictures of Aaron so I can draw a picture of him. And I would get comments like, "Oh, shit, fag," and all this. I'm like, nah, man. Like,
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, like people don't know, like, nah, man. This dude was a really good dude, man. He was, and he's got family and people that care about him, still cousins and that I know friends that I still talk to till this day that I met through him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yup.
So like, and they're like distraught about how people talk about him and the things like that FX show and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
I mean?
It's totally false. It's like they made it sound like he was, hooking up with every dude he met up there or something, like on some real shit. Like they really did make it sound like he was just fully open, like it was just crazy. And it was just totally not true. But moving to a kind of a different topic, because I feel like that's solidified. We've had 3 people, 4 people, that have been around him with good amount of time and never ever seen anything like that.
You were there too. Like,
I was there too.
You remember too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
So, yeah,
and you guys became like really close. Like you guys were like almost best friends up there. Like, explain the process of that. Like, how'd that end up happening? How'd you guys end up getting so close? Other than like the word coming up there. I know you guys met, but like, why did he take such a liking to you?
Well, the truth is, honestly, I can't speak for him. I just know I became close with him because he was loyal and he was honorable. He was all the things that growing up in my neighborhood where you considered someone a friend when they had your back 100%. They proved that it wasn't just saying, people say, "Oh yeah, I got you," but when things happen, when the moment happens, you can see in someone's eyes. And I remember Aaron saying that to me, like, "I know you're a good dude because when that stuff went down, when all this stuff goes down, you can tell in someone's eyes where they stand.
Word.
They're gonna hold to the moment, or they're gonna be there and stand up with you." and
Mm.
I seen it with my own eyes. He wasn't the type that would leave you stranded to get killed or something. He was there for you and 100% loyal, and I respected it. At that time in my place in my life, that's what I looked at as someone as a close friend. You know what I mean? So I respected him, and I had my loyalty was to him as well. You know, so
Absolutely. I
yeah,
remember one time you said to me, you said, if it's a gang thing, you're not gonna get involved. But like if he's getting jumped, you be in that for him, like that type of shit.
well,
Like,
I'm not anybody who's my friend that I'm never gonna walk away and let him get hurt in front of me, and I consider him a friend. Well, yeah, we got 2 minutes. The phone's gonna end.
okay, bro. Well, yo, before you go, I want to tell you that there is 63 people here showed up for you, and a lot. Brett
Yeah.
Capola's here. He says to say hello. Um, your boy Jason Sharon said to say hello, or Jonathan Cavallo.
Sharon. Yeah.
Yep, Jonathan Cavallo. I forget what he said his nickname was. Let me go find it real quick. But there's a bunch of
But the
people
phone's
here.
gonna hang up.
Okay,
All right, man. Send my love. Tell him God bless all you guys, man.
They-
Man, I'll do this again. Like,
Yup,
we'll
anytime,
talk more,
Jason.
you know?
Anytime, bro. Send your
Yeah.
information to Jamie or have that information put in the chat, okay?
All right, I will.
I
All
love
right,
you,
buddy.
bro.
All
Be
right.
good, bro. Thank
Love
you.
too. Later. All right, bye.
Peace. All right, guys. I mean, that shit was pretty fire, dude. Like, just to be able to get somebody up here and second everything, like, is important because you have a tidal wave of negativity, a tidal wave of lies, right? Coming on Aaron's name. What do you do when that happens? You cannot get out from underneath it. He's gone. There's no way for him to stand up for himself. So people have an open field to just say whatever the fuck they want. And I'm telling you, somebody said in the chat, yeah, they could pick some. He knew who to pick and choose, who to be gay around. I'm telling you for 100% fact, you cannot hide that in the max. It doesn't matter if you didn't be gay around anybody, but the person you were gay with. People on that block will see you in there. They will see you. They will poke their nose in. They will be nosy. They want to know. They are looking for nothing but something to move on. When there's nothing to do, you're looking for somebody to crush out. And for something like that, for being gay in a gang, something like that, they would have crushed them out. They're not going to put up with that. And even Max Boy, my boy in the chat right now, he's but like, he would tell you, bro, like this dude, man, like nobody's seen anything like that from him, man. And I'm just saying, like, I can't see that, bro. I can't believe it, bro. The dude was as solid as they come. Like he was a straight up gangster. And I'll tell you, like, just like Boo Boo said, like when they got into that beef in that cell, like, yo, he's in the ticket for running in that cell and booting the kid in the stomach when he seen his boy fighting. So it's like, he's not whatever about that, bro. The dude's a loyal motherfucker, bro. He's stand up when it came to being behind that wall. He went behind the wall and stood up like a man. He did everything like he was supposed to, and eventually ended up taking his own life to save his family. What come out of that is a bunch of people running their mouth and talking shit. How? I have no fucking idea. But I do know this. There's plenty of gang members that kill people on a daily basis, worse than what happened with him, and don't have any excuses at all. Right? He was brain damaged, severe brain damage, trauma growing up, whatever it is, man. We cannot sit here and judge a man for what they did, bro. But we could sit here and speak the truth on how he was for sure. But everybody, man, Brett Capola, Jonathan Cavallo, everybody who's here, bro, you guys are the best, man. So I'm gonna tell you a little story that's gonna really blow your mind right now, right? And I was going to tell you stories about my prison experience and shit like that. This is my prison experience. Don't get it twisted. This is going to be about jail somewhat, right? So, but like there's things that we could talk about every single day. And I'm going to make these edited videos so they're crazy fire, right? So we can talk about this story here now because this is the one that fucking matters, bro. And I'm telling you, if you want to hear something about, motivational, about prison, traumatic, life altering, fear of losing it to the system, you know what I mean? Facing like all that shit, bro. It's all in this, bro, right? So I'm going to tell you exactly how this podcast came about and all the little things I noticed that made it possible. Without these things happening, it would have not happened. But at the time, I thought they were so negative. I could not see any light around the situation. I just thought, I'm being punished by God. I'm being punished. I don't know why. I thought I was a good person. Like I don't know what's going on type thing, right? So I'm out there. I get out in 2023, right? I get out. I did on this bid, I did 10 years and some change. I got 2 years of good time just from being in the box, going in the box and getting, and sitting in DDU. I get good time sitting in DDU, going to those little programs and shit. And I'm going to keep this chat over here so I can answer your questions. If you have any questions, you can ask. Fact. Thank you, Jonathan McCartan, bro. Salute to you. And same with you, Steve and Brett and Jonathan, Blanco, bro. Everybody who's showing up for me, bro. Everybody shows up for me, bro. I will show up similarly for every single person who requests so of me. If you start a podcast, I will be there. I will be a guest. If you start a podcast, I will be in your comments. If you start a podcast, I will be hitting that like button. I will be sharing your videos. I am a supporter. Like I do support motherfuckers. I'm not a hater at all. There's none of it in my blood. So check this out, right? I get out in 2023. What I do is I straight up don't even have a plan. Like I did have a plan, but I go to Connecticut. When I first got out, I moved to Bristol, Connecticut. Imagine that. It's kind of like it's meant to be to tell this story right now. I moved to Bristol, Connecticut. You already know Brett, Leslie, everybody, man, showing up, K Razy, everybody. So I get to Bristol, Connecticut, and this is where, Aaron Hernandez is raised. Right when I get down there, mind you, right? There's blue lights all over the city because these two brothers called a fake police report into Bristol, Connecticut to some random house, right? Hold on, let me take the shirt off. Oh shit. This is what somebody might come. Hello? Hold up, I'm on live right now. Okay, hold up. I'm putting you on speaker.
I just seen Billy Glamette, kid.
Really?
I swear to God, I'll put him on the phone right now.
All right, put him on the phone.
He's right here. Hold on. This is crazy. He's at work, though. I don't want to disturb him, but... Bro, this is crazy. He's going to be like, you're walking back, you fucking nut. Hold on.
Yo, Billy's... we got Boo Boo and Billy on the same episode. This is wild.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm straight. Yo, Billy.
This is wild, guys.
Hold on a second. Bro, it's so crazy. This kid just called me. That's mad. Hey.
Billy, what's up, guy? I was just talking to Boo Boo. I'm live. You're live right now with me, Billy.
Oh, yeah?
Word,
live on the podcast?
You are, bro.
Bro, we in East Boston, bro. I'm with one of my... Yo, bro, you don't even understand what the fuck is going on, bro. If you've been up top and you know what's going on with niggas, I'm with one of the realest motherfuckers that was up top with me right here. Bro.
Word, bro. Billy's my guy, dude.
Catch up.
Hell yeah. Nigga. Word, bro. I got to get Billy up. Billy, you coming up here, bro?
Podcast, man.
You been watching, Billy?
No, I didn't even know this shit.
I'm about to send him mad links, bro. I'm about to flood his text, bro. Trust me.
Yo, who would have thought?
I told him I'm not going nowhere. He can't get rid of me now.
Hey, Billy, who would have thought?
Fucking boy, bro. I fucking love you, kid.
Yo, Billy.
I had to go, but he's at work. I had to go. But yo, I got his number. I'm gonna make sure he comes down. I'm gonna drag his ass down to the podcast.
You got it, bro. Oh, you got it, bro. You got it, bro. Yo, I love you guys. Peace. What do you know about that? Yo, Billy Gilmack, kid. That's one of the fucking. That's the dude right there, bro. That's my fucking boy, bro. Like he's the dude who brought me in. Like he's my boy, bro. Like that's my fucking guy, bro. I miss that kid. He's nothing but positive all the time. He's a funny ass dude. Like awesome kid, solid as they come. Man, I can't wait to get him up here, bro. But anyways, right? I'm in the middle of this story telling you, bro. So I get out in 2023. I go to Bristol, Connecticut. Now, these two brothers call a fake police report, right? A fake criminal report. Now, they call them in. They say, we need cops here. It's domestic disturbance, blah, blah, blah. Bro, the cops pull up. These motherfuckers pull out, what are those choppers called? Those big guns, not M16s, but they're AR-15s. They pull out AR-15 weapons, bro, and light these cops up. Kill them. Two of them. Two cops. Brrr, take them out. So they put blue lights all over the city. and where, you know, they were supporting, they're supporters of the cops down there, bro. I never seen a city support the cops so much as in Bristol, Connecticut, bro. Right. And I'm telling you, they were for it. And if you talk shit about those cops, like, you might get jumped out in the streets out there, bro. Like, they fucking really were in for it. Like, they really were about that shit, bro. So I'm down there and I'm living with this person, and I'm gonna tell you the straight up honest truth right here on the podcast for the first time ever. Like, no bullshit. Like, this is what fucked up, and this is what could have sent me back to jail. This is what fucked up my whole ground game getting out of prison. I am not supposed to be here right now, bro. I'm telling you. So I get out, I go to Bristol, and I'm living with my childhood babysitter who was like a sister to me. She's been a friend for most of my life. Not anymore, but it's mainly because I cannot get over what happened. You know what I mean? I just can't, bro. We prepared for a year to get out. So for a year, I'm up in the max. I'm waiting to come home. I'm talking to them. We're prepared. We're going down there. I bought a queen size mattress, like a nice one. We bought a bunch of shit, like to put in this house for me, so I could have my own bed, go there, blah blah blah. So I get down there. I'm living there for like 2 months. And I was just quiet. I did my own thing. I had my girl. She was, you know, cross country living in Arizona at the time. And she was about to move over here with me and live in a hotel while she got a place. And I was living there, and we could stack our money and get a place, whatever. But 2 months go in, I went to see the girl that I was, you know, seeing in the max while I was still up there. I met her on Write a Prisoner. You know, salute to you for holding me down, and you know who you are. And, you know, she was a solid girl. And so, you know, whatever, I get out and this happens. She comes up to see me. She flies across the country. We go to the hotel. We stay there for the week. Great time. And, you know, she falls in love and goes back to Arizona, but flies back out to move here like a couple weeks later. Stays here. But when she's, you know, we're already knowing she's going to come up here that quick. But the house that I'm living at, allegedly, the fucking person who owns the house, landlord, comes home or something one day and sees me. I guess she had asked, you know, the person I was living with, my babysitter, whatever, who that is, and if, you know, why they're here or whatever. And she admitted that I was living there or something. I can't see this conversation taking place, but whatever. So she says, oh, well, we can't have, you know, him living there, not on the thing. He's a criminal, blah, blah. So like, she's like, well, if you don't leave, they're going to kick me out of my house. So she literally gave me an option to either, I could have stayed. I was there for longer than 30 days. I had legal right to stay there. But if I did, she would have allegedly got kicked out of her house. So it sent me out into the streets literally 2 months after I got out. Literally on the streets. I was living in a fucking hotel, you know, having my family pay for hotels. She paid for 1 week or 1 month or some dumb shit. And then all the rest of it was on my family. Me, I didn't even have a job yet. I don't have nothing going on. And you do this to me, bro, after a year of preparation. And it doesn't even matter if it really happened or not. Your job was to tell your landlord, I'm moving there. You know what I mean? Either way, I get tossed out in the streets. I'm living in a hotel. Me and my girl living in a hotel with a dog and a cat for like literally, I don't know, must have been like 3-4 months. We were in Connecticut, but we moved back to Massachusetts because I know more people up here, and I didn't really know many people down there. I was born there, but a lot of my family's down there, but I was, you know, raised up here. I was, you know, raised in Massachusetts, but I was in prison for most of my life as well. So a lot of the people I know up here are definitely going to be from Massachusetts, bro. I don't know a lot of people outside the state unless they were in prison or I knew them before I went to prison, you know, but anyways, bro, I'm going to kind of skip over a little bit because what ends up happening is I'm unstable. I get up here. I started actually so one night we moved back here. And what ends up like really blowing everything out of proportion, what ends up blowing my whole thing up, like even worse than before when I got kicked out of the house, whatever, is we got into a big argument one night and she took almost every pill in my entire house and almost died on like a day before my birthday. And she was almost dead. Like I thought she was gone. You know what I mean? She was in a coma for more than a week. And fucking when she came out of it, she was almost not the same. She couldn't really talk well. Like she was fucked up. And I had to call the ambulance and tell them what happened. And they basically tried to blame me, like oh, what'd you give her? Like, I'm like, dude, I didn't give her anything, man. We got into an argument and she did something that she shouldn't have did. Like, and this has nothing to do with me. And imagine if she did pass away, it would have been no proof. Like, but when she woke up, she told him, like, no, I was depressed. We got into a big fight. I was gonna break up with her, and she took a bunch of pills, and you know, it is what it is, bro. But we didn't see each other after that. It just was toxic, and I end up going in and out of some hospitals, bro. After that happened, I was kind of fucked up. You know, I was living in hotels, stretched way beyond my means, and not fucking, you know, feeling all right about this situation. I couldn't get any ground, like no fucking ground under my feet, because how do you get a job? How do you do anything when you don't even know where you're going to be living after 30 days? Because you can only stay in those long-term motels for like 30 days, and then they kick you out, because I think it's like after the 30 days, you can legally squat. You know what I mean? So a lot of those hotels, if they don't trust your motivations, they're booting your ass. You know what I mean? After that 30-day mark. So I'm moving all over the fucking place looking for any type of ground to get underneath my feet. And I can't do it. And fucking I end up using, bro. I started using a little meth. I started using whatever, bro. And I'm admitting this, bro. I got arrested. I got dirty urines. I went back. So it was, I ended up in Attleboro after one of these hospitals. I ended up in North Attleboro. I was at a sober house out there. I met this girl, and, you know, I became very close with her. But, you know, we were toxic. She was a Dominican chick. I'm not going to say who it is, but just like, you know, it was toxic. We were fighting a lot, is what it is. But I ended up relapsing one night. I think she thought I cheated on her or something, and I thought she was gonna leave me, some dumb shit. It's always over a girl, it seems like, with me in my life, right? But what happens is, yeah, she thought I was gonna leave her. What the fuck was I even just saying right now? Okay, she thought I was gonna leave her. Damn, I'm ghosting in my brain right now because I was just thinking about something. Oh yeah, so I moved. I got my own apartment. I was in that sober home in North Attleboro. When I met that girl, I was working. I was doing tree work. That's tough work, let me tell you. I was doing tree work. Tree work is the balls. I love tree work. What's up, Addicted to Shoes, K Razy, Jason McCartan. Stable is the key for sure. You gotta be stable if you're gonna get out and be all right. And you know, shame on those people for not making it all right for me. They knew I'd been locked up for a long time, and I'm not prepared for the streets. I'm not ready. Like, I wasn't ready. I still am not ready, but I'm learning as I go, because I know there's only two options for me or there's three, always three, right? Do good, stay straight and narrow. Yeah, I could go back for anything. I don't need to commit a crime. I could go back for making a mistake, missing an appointment, getting a dirty urine, and there you go. They can hit me with a life sentence because of my open probation. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the biggest impact I possibly can, not make any mistakes. Or the other two options is dead in prison. And I'm not trying to have either one of those seem pretty bleak to me. But so I have this option, and this is what I'm taking, right? And I didn't know anything of this yet. No social media. I had not been on social media. I did not, you know, I didn't fuck with this shit at all. I pretty much wrote social media off. If you're talking on social media, like you're fucking you're ratting almost. Like, I didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean? It was like, why would you be talking on there? Like, I did not know how much of an impact or how important this information, these stories really are, right? So I'm not thinking about that at all. I'm thinking about is me and how I can get, by today, how I can get by with just a couple of dollars if I need it. You know what I mean? Anything. Like, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel just to try to be alive and free. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to sell drugs. And that's the biggest thing. It's like, I could have easily at any point in time called somebody, grabbed whatever I needed, because I know plenty of people that'll put me on, and just did something else and made money and not been struggling. But I know the outcome of that. You know what I mean? I do. I know it. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, you can make $1 million before you get caught, but you will get caught or killed, period. You don't make it. Not if you're me. Not if you have a criminal record. You are not selling drugs and walking around like a boss. You're not. You know what I mean? You're going to have to live in scraps. Like, you're going to be walking around in scraps just trying to throw people off, and they'll still watch. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is my option, right? So, and this is better for me, bro. Anyways, way better. But I end up in my own apartment. I got my own apartment. I was living good. I was doing tree work. I was, everything seemed smooth, but it was like we were, this thing with my girl, the thing with the girl I was with was causing so much friction and instability in my mind that it relayed to my life. And I ended up relapsing again, bro. I smoked some crack. Keep it straight up honest, bro. Smoked some crack. But what I really did was I bought 2 grams of Fanny. Luckily, the shit was so weak or fake that it didn't do anything. I literally sniffed almost all of it and swallowed the rest. And then I swallowed a bunch of pills. I didn't even care, bro. I was so like done scraping along the bottom, struggling. I had lost my job because I was trying to get into programs because probation was trying to force me to a program. They had me on house arrest for failing the first dirty urine. And I couldn't go to work going in and out of programs. Like I just didn't work. So I'm now without any money. I was starving. I had no food in my refrigerator because I've never had EBT and I didn't even know how to get help from the state. Like nobody set me up right. Nobody. Right. And I was learning everything as I went. And I felt like growing up, my mom always used to tell me like, state funds are for losers. Like state funds are for people who need help. Like, you get it yourself. Like you have pride, you have honor, like you do it yourself. You don't need help. Like, and that's the way I went into life. That's how I've always looked at life. And like, I just didn't even think about getting the EBT, but it is a major help, dude, especially when you're actually starving. But I fucking didn't have nothing, dude, right? I relapsed and I almost committed suicide, dude. Like I didn't care at all. I just wanted the fucking easy way out. Didn't care. And whatever. Didn't happen, bro. And I'm not lying. I'm not fucking being like, oh, I was doing this, try to sound dramatic. I really swallowed almost a whole gram of Fetty and I sniffed a whole gram of Fetty. And I swallowed a bunch of fucking things like pills before they could even work. Nothing. Like I was, sleeping. I was going to go to sleep. Whatever. I didn't even know. I just wanted this struggle, the pain, whatever. It was just so fucking hard, bro. I didn't know how to be on the streets. It was like I didn't want to go back, but I also couldn't stay clean. I was stressed and fucked. And it was stressful, bro. And I end up getting locked up, bro. I go to the hospital. I tell them I need help. I need to go to a program. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 like ASAP. You know what I mean? And I didn't tell them I tried to kill myself. I didn't tell them that because I just felt like a loser. But I told him I needed help with drugs like ASAP, like now, you know what I mean? Or I would end up dying. And I go into that room and they're fucking, they held me there for a few days. And then they're like, oh, we're kicking you. We have nowhere for you to go. We can't help you. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So you're not even going to help me. You're just going to send me back. Oh, what if I just go out there and get high right now and OD on your front step? Are you going to take me back in? Bro, these motherfuckers already had a plan. They had called my probation officer and told my probation officer that I failed a urine and he came and got me on a violation for failing a urine at the hospital. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I didn't even know they could do that. It's a fucking HIPAA violation. I didn't sign nothing. I didn't want them to call me. I purposely was like, I'm going to the hospital. This is between me and you. I'm going to get a program. I'm not signing nothing. I don't want anybody fucking know. This is me doing my own thing, right? But nope, they called. They straight up fucking threw me under the bus. Boom. Now I got fucking the police coming to my hospital door and telling me I gotta go. I'm on the phone with my girl like, they're here, baby. They're fucking here. They're taking me. This bitch ass motherfucker really fucking did this to me. I'm trying to get help. And this dude fucking played me, bro. I felt betrayed. Like how is a motherfucker supposed to do all right out here? How are you supposed to do good? I can't even mess up. I'm a drug addict. And I will tell you like this, bro. You are gonna get clean 9 times before you get sober. And that's a fact. Right? Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. That's big, bro. Hell yeah. These members are like, the memberships are awesome. I got almost 70 members for my channel now. So if you guys want to, you could become a member for $2.99. Support something major. You guys are the best. I fucking love you guys. So, what's this comment? I didn't see. Oh, that's fucked up, bro. It is fucked up, bro. It is fucked up, bro. So anyways, right? I go back. I'm back in Dartmouth County, the fucking armpit of Massachusetts, dude. Like, fucking bullshit. I'm so mad. I was sick to my stomach, not for nothing. So I go back the first time, and I'm in there. They actually let me out this is the second time. I'm sorry. I went back the first time I got the first dirty urine when I got the ankle bracelet. I went back for like one night, and then I went to court the next day. He gave me the ankle bracelet, let me out, and that was when I was, I relapsed. I was, having to go to the program because as soon as I got the bracelet, that's when they were like, we're giving you a chance to find a program while you're on the bracelet, or we could lock you up and find a program for you. And then I fucking went to the hospital and got that other dirty, and boom, they snatched me right up and tried to claim that it was for my own well-being, right? So I go in there and my fucking cellie dies from fucking Fetty overdose. It's like, what is this? What do you mean my own well-being? I'm literally forced into cells with the shit. Like, you can't say you're trying to help me and put me in a fucking cell with a block full of Fetty. Like, that's not how it works, dude, right? Especially in prison. I'm more likely to get high or do something and die in there because you don't get help right away. In my cellie, right? I'm going to tell you the story about how my cellmate OD'd the night before I went to a program, bro. Like, I was going to get out, but I'm going to tell you all the shit that happened during my bid. Like, everything that landed me right here in front of you, bro. This is insane. I'm telling you, all this shit is like, it is fate. It's gotta be fate, bro. It's gotta be fate. Picture this, bro. I went from a DDU cell, no hope. And if you hear all my guys, everybody calling, everybody talking, everybody, listen, whatever, anybody who knew me will tell you they could have never pictured this for me, dude. I was a straight up psychopath. I had no future orientated goals. I was a fucking nutcase, and all I cared about was today and getting high right now, money right now. If you could do something for me right now, if not, cool, I'll see you later, bro. I don't even need you around. Like, that, I was very self-interested, and that's what got me in a lot of trouble. But and I think a lot of people are like that, and they just don't even see it. They don't realize it. None of that, right? But anyways, I'm in there. I go to jail, bro. I go to they put me in this big fucking gym. It's the old INS block, right? They changed it in Dartmouth County now. When you first go in, you're going to go in the gym. And it's the like intake where they send you to whatever block that you get classified to after you're there. If you're going to be there and not go home or get bailed out or whatever. And I was stuck there because I was on probation hold until I went to a program. So I knew I was there. But at first, I thought I was only going to be there for 2 weeks. I still had my girl. Like, she didn't break up with me. Like, we did all this shit. She saw me at the hospital before I got locked up. We were still talking. And we talked through my whole county stay. It wasn't like we broke up or like we saw that we weren't good for each other and faded away. Like, that was what it was. Like, when I was in there, it felt like, I didn't want to feel that ever again. That feeling where you're in love and you go to prison and you lose that, or you have them out there and they're with whoever, you can't do nothing about it. That's the fucking worst feeling, bro. Just knowing your girl's out there and it's like, if she's not that stand-up person that you know what I mean? Like, you had worries when you were out there, you're going to be worried when you're in there for sure. So be careful who you fuck with for as far as like that, you know what I mean? But, so I go in, bro, I'm in this big ass gym. I swear to you, right? I'm in this big ass gym. Now there's 100 beds. Like, there's got to be more than 100 beds, and they're all stacked up. There's no walls or privacy. The bathroom is this big open bathroom with like, the showers are lined up, but you got curtains on the showers, but the bathroom is like, the stalls are just lined up, whatever. It's like a fucking Red Sox. It's like the Red Sox bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, you go to the stadium and it's like the Red Sox thing. But yeah, it's like an open bathroom, right? And that's where you fight. That's where you bang out. Like, if you're going to set it up, that's where you go to bang out. It's a big ass fucking bathroom. But I'm in there and I'm chilling, bro. Like, now, when I first get in there, dude, they are starving us so bad in that place. If you don't have canteen in Dartmouth County, holy fucking shit, bro. You will be touching your stomach to your backbone, like, in weeks, bro. And it's fucking not fun. But and people don't have nothing in that gym. Like, and if they do, they're hoarding it because like people are hawking coffee. Like, you go around, like, people got their cups in their hand, just going around asking for cups of coffee. Like, you could have a bag if one day that shit's gone if you're looking out for dudes, bro. But anyways, dude, we're starving. So one day they do these bologna sandwiches, bro. Bologna sandwiches, and I'm starving. I want an extra tray. I'm waiting for my extra tray, in line for the extra tray. And I get up to the dude and I'm looking right at him. Now he sees me right in front of him. He's the runner. He's the guy passing out chow. And I'm like, standing there waiting for my tray. The dude looks at me and goes, yo, back the fuck up. right? This is like the fat Spanish dude, bro, right? Middle-aged, something. But he tells me, back the fuck up, and then tries to reach over my head and pass the tray behind me to some scram. I looked at him like I was in shock. So I fucking bitch smacked him, hit him with my tray, got him on the ground and stomped his ass the fuck out. I end up in the box, dude, right? And I'm only in there for a dirty urine. It's like I just straight up lost my fucking senses, dude, because the way they treat you in there is so bad. You're on edge. Like, bro, these kids yelling all night long. They're like, it's like a mixture of DYS, detox, and a psychiatric hospital. This is not jail to me. Like, I did all my time in the max. I did all state time, and I get to this county, and I'm looking at these dudes, and the way they act, there's no respect. There's nothing going. Like, that place sucks, dude. And them kids don't know nothing about being a real gangster, dude. Like, you got a lot of lessons to learn in that. Like some of these dudes, man, like they're so young and they go into this county for like shooting somebody. They think they're super gangster, bro. But this right here will take your head off, bro. I don't need a gun. I can take a weapon and put it through your neck and lift you up like that. Like, you're not on the streets anymore, dude. And you can't act like that. You got to have respect from people around you, like walking in between the bunks, fucking yelling and rapping all night long, like schoolgirls sitting on each other's beds and giggling and shit. Like, woo, that shit sucked, right? So I'm in there for a bit. I get into that beef over the fucking extra bologna tray, stomped them out, had them in the corner, just stomping them out, dude, right? And they put me in the box. I'm in there and I'm like, finally, in my own cell, peace and quiet, alone. But there was a double bunk in there. Just didn't think they'd put anybody in there because a lot of times they respect the older heads that have done mad time. They could all see your record. They know you're a good dude. Like, these COs, like, they respect good dudes, like, they've been around for a while. So I figured, they know me. They're going to respect me. I'd been there in 2008, like way back in the day when it was real as shit. And just, it was different, right? So, but dude, I wake up, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. What are they doing? They're moving some black dude in my cell. Now, I have no racial tendencies whatsoever, but he's in a gang. He's with a whole gang of dudes that like basically run that camp. You know what I mean? That's a 6-point camp. I'm not going to get into what he was, right? But he's in a gang, dude. And I'm like, yo, I'm not sleeping with you in this cell. I'm sorry. It is what it is, bro. You can tell the cop right now. You can leave. We could do something else, whatever. But I'm not sleeping in here with you. And he was like, oh, all right, bro. So he calls the cop back over to the door. And it's like, yo, I'm not staying here, bro. It's going to be an issue. Like, he's a white dude, blah, blah, blah. But then he goes, like, the cop's like, okay. He's about to just be like, all right, yeah. And just fall back. Like, I think he's just going to move him. But then the kid has to throw in, or I'm going to have to do something stupid to this motherfucker. So I got up off the bunk. I said, stupid, huh? Boom. I hit him. That was stupid. I started lighting him up. I had him on the ground. I ended up beating him up. Now they come in there pissed. They're like, fuck this kid, right? They throw me in EE. They put me in EE. And I'm in solitary confinement, like finally happy that I could just be alone, talk to my girl on my tablet when I get my tablet and not have to worry about like teenagers fucking screaming about fucking nonsense all night, throwing up their gang like that is not gangster, bro. You stand with like 4 dudes, throw up a gang in the gym, but there's nothing to be doing that for. You know what I mean? That's stupid to me. That's immature. That's fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Real gangsters move in silence, like they say, bro. Like, for real. You don't stand there in the gym acting like all like a little kid, bro. So I'm done with that stupid gym, right? But they do have real blocks in Dartmouth. Still, HB is a real block. So I'm in the box for 30 days, bro. EE for 30 days. I was so depressed. I was facing a life sentence. I knew it. The judge had already said that they really don't have much of choices what to do. I had already got a violation. I went in, they gave me the bracelet, said they would give me a chance to go to a program, and now I'm violating again for a dirty urine, and they're saying like, this is it, dude. We can't help you. Like, you have an open armed home invasion. You know what I mean? Like, you're on probation with the armed home invasion. This is the deal. Like, we're going to have to give you that time. And so I was praying. I was praying. You know what I mean? And that fight, I was scared with the fight, with the county bids and shit like that. You never know what they're going to do in the county. They might hit you with a charge, whatever. So I'm like, damn, bro, was it on camera? Like, I was just bugging down there, bro. But they had me down there with this kid, Killer. He was the one that started the riots Like, we're not started, but he was in those riots. A lot of people down in Dartmouth know him. If there's anybody in the chat that knows Killer, you could throw a salute. But yeah, this dude, he was down there and shit. There was some good dudes down there. Kid that I was up top with, this kid D. You know, they call him Preacher D now, bro. I guess he's like a Muslim preacher or some shit like that. But he was up in the mags. He was up top. And he was like a little reckless kid, bro, up there. But now he's different down there, whatever. But you know, there was some dudes down there and shit. And I was not altogether uncomfortable. I was in solitary confinement for 10 years of my life. It's not like this was something new to me. But the way they treat you down there is like this, right? You don't get shit. To get a book, you might just have to find a coverless book on the tier that like has missing pages and is not good. It's not a good book. Like there's nothing for you down there, bro. You get the tablets now, which is a lifesaver in that hole because it's like bologna sandwiches and you're talking to Jesus. That's it. Bro, like if you had that tablet, you could watch movies, you could listen to your music, you could call your people, whatever it is you want to do, play your games. Definitely a game changer in the hole. So I'm down there in the hole for 30 days, bro, right? For county, Steve said for county, Bay is definitely the best. I always was trying to get to the Bay back in the day because I remember they had TVs on the wall, but I never got there. They never let me go. They sent me to Dartmouth, motherfuckers. Worcester County and Dartmouth and Barnstable. That's where I went. South Bay better than Nash. Drink your juice, eat the chips. Yeah, man. Everybody who's showing up, man. I appreciate y'all. Kicks, Fix, Andrew Crooks, everybody. Carlos, Peg, and Brett. Everybody who's here, man. Salute to you guys, bro. I'm gonna get back to this story. So, and I apologize. I'm gonna go over and comb this chat for any type of questions. If you have them and you asked them and I didn't see them before, you can make it easy for me and try to pop it again. Throw a couple question marks at the end so I can see it. It pops out a little better. But so I'm in EE, bro. 30 days, fucking just all my thoughts. No, you know, all I'm thinking about is hopefully they don't give me a case for this fight. Hopefully they don't give me a life sentence. Hopefully my girl's not out there fucking getting pegged by somebody. Like there's so many just bad shit. Like I'm not thinking nothing much good, right? And like just the fact that I had been through all that, the bids, everything, and I'm back facing that for a dirty urine was like a slap in the face. You know what I mean? I felt like I had done my time. My time was over. I did not need to worry about that shit no more. But you can never get past, as long as I'm still on probation, it's like I'm still facing that full weight of my entire crime that I've already served 12 years for. I mean, where's the justice in that? I mean, I don't understand, but I get out of, they let me out of EE after 30 days and put me in HB. When I get over to HB, now I got my tablet. I'm with my boy Ronnie Canberra. I'm actually with the Nobles. One of the little Nobles is, I'm with one of the little Canberras. You know, Ronnie Canberra's younger nephew. I'm with a bunch of dudes, like all the younger generation. You know what I mean? They're all over there, plus a couple dudes from the new, like my generation. Like, this is a good block. You know what I mean? Paulie Vallejo was over there. A couple of dudes that we all know and shit. But it was definitely a better environment than that gym because it was almost like a maximum security. Like that's what it was. It was HB is more like the maximum security unit of that facility. So I was more at home over there. I was chilling, but I was really focused on that program and really not going back. So what I was trying to do when I was there is after they told me that I could get to that program, I went to court. I had been praying on my knees, praying like with everything I have on some like, you know, real genuine, like feeling it shit. Like, and I just felt this fucking, like, I was in HB. I was on my knees, I was in cell, like, I don't know which cell it is. It's at the corner of the top tier, all the way at the corner of the top tier. It was 2 cells over from the corner. So it was the 3rd cell in from the corner of the top tier. If you're coming in HB and you're looking straight ahead, it's to the left on the back of the block, 3 cells over from the top, on the back of that block, right? I was in that cell. I was on my knees and I was like praying, bro. I had court soon and I was just like, you know, like if you're going to do something, if you're real, if you're there, if you like, you got something for me, man. Like I need to know now because this is just fucking crazy. I can't deal with this. This is like, my life has just been nothing but shit my entire life. You know what I mean? I never had nothing good, never. And but good mother, good for she salute to her. She was the best thing in my life. And um something happened, man. I felt like the ice break around my heart, man. Like I don't know, and it's like it sounds mad cheesy for me to even say it, but like no bullshit, dude. I never went back, and I've never thought about using. I've never thought about crime. And what happened is, right. So I was supposed to go to this program, right. So I'm gonna tell you the story that happened right before this. So I go to a program in Fall River. It's the first program I go to. So I skipped a little part, and it's gonna make like sound like it might not make sense, but this story is one that really just gets me in my feelings real. So I kind of missed it, right? So I went in for 3 months. I went to that program when they sent me back. So I end up going to Stepping Stones in Fall River. Now remember this program, guys. Stepping Stones in Fall River. And remember this name, Jose Velasquez. Remember it, right? So this dude is a maggot. He's not out for your recovery. He's not out for you to get better. He runs that program. He's been in prison. I was in DYS with him. I was behind the wall with this punk, right? This dude claims to be a solid ex-convict. He claims to be something good, like for people in recovery, getting out of prison, going to Stepping Stones, trying to get this shit together, bro. He's sending people back on a regular basis. You know what he sent me back for? He sent me back for cussing. I went back to prison facing life for cussing. The cops who arrested me, I'll tell you what happened, bro. So I come back to the house. I see the cops out there. I was at an appointment. I see the cops all standing out there. I asked the van driver, I said, yo, are they for me? Because I couldn't think of anybody else they'd be for. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the only one in there. They're like on their back like that, right? So I was like, they're for me? He's like, oh, I don't know. I said, who else did they be for? I tried to make him give me his phone. I said, give me your phone. He said, I'm not giving you my phone, man. I said, fuck you, bro. I open up the door and I get out the door, right? And I start walking just to see what these cops do. Bro, I start walking. Sure enough, he said, hey. And he breaks off. One of them breaks off from the three of them were standing there. One of them breaks off, starts following me. Matt. He called me by my first name. I was like, fuck, right? I knew it. I knew it right then and there. My life was fucked. Like I felt like it. Like I felt it. I was like, this is it, dude. I was done. I was running. I ran fast as I could. I jetted. I was out, ghosted. Everybody in that house must have been in the window looking at me like, there goes Maddie. I was not going back, bro. They fucking chased me down, tackled my ass, bundled me, fucking got me in the back of the car. And you know what they said? Look it, we don't even blame you. He's like, we feel stupid for even arresting you. He said, you know what you're getting arrested for? I said, no, not at all. Not even a little bit. I'm assuming it's because someone in the house feels threatened, doesn't want me there. Something like that. No, it was for cussing and allegedly acting aggressively, right? Couldn't believe it, bro. Oh, that's my school. College is calling me. So I was like, yo, this motherfucker sent me back to prison for cussing. I was there for 3 months. They gave me another shot because even the judge said, look it. He's like, I don't know what happened. He's like, but I'm going to give you another shot. This doesn't sound like something that you should be going back to prison for. I was like, I just didn't even know what to fucking say. Like, I felt like an idiot. I was back there for cussing. Bro, I spent 3 more months in Dartmouth. So I spent 6 total months. I went 3 months, got out for like less than a month, went to Stepping Stones, and they sent me back for cussing. So I ended up waiting again. Because I didn't make it in Stepping Stones, because I fucked up, now this is the way I felt at the time. I was going to church every Sunday. I didn't never do that in my life before. This is right around the time I first started like really thinking I would, have some faith in something else bigger than myself, right? So I was going to church. I felt like I was doing everything right. But I still had like a real like attitude problem. Like I still couldn't, I didn't know how to fix that. No one gave me any guidance on that. It was just respect. My whole life has just been about respect. And if you don't respect me, I'm going to get angry. You know what I mean? And it's a reflex of mine. So I got angry a little bit. I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you tell me I got a phone call from a hospital? Like now they gave me the wrong number they gave me a message for the wrong person. And I thought they were going to call. So what they gave me a phone number for a fucking a clinic in that is for people with AIDS who they notify people who have been with dirty partners. They gave me this number. So I call it back and I'm like, yo, I have I slept with someone with AIDS or something, I'm thinking, right? And I'm bugging out. I'm like, why wouldn't you fucking give me the phone? Or why wouldn't you tell me when they're calling? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, the dude is a fucking moron. So I was just getting aggravated. I'm like, what do you mean you don't fucking know, bro? Like, they call you, ask for me. I'm in the thing, and you don't call me, but you take down a number and a name, but you don't think to ask them what it's for. Nothing like that. Like, I just was mad. I was aggravated, but I wasn't acting aggressively. There's a big difference. I was definitely calm. I mean, I was definitely cool. Like, I was frustrated. I swore, yes, but I did not act aggressively or make anybody feel threatened other than the fact that I have tattoos and I've been in prison, right? But and maybe I come off sometimes a little crazy, right? But they get me back in there, bro. I go back in, sitting there for 3 more months. And because of this, something I thought was the worst thing in my life that ever happened to me was the best. Because you want to know why? They sent me to a new program. Now, not only did they send me to a new program, I was supposed to go to another program and they shut it down and sent me to this one instead. And because I went to this program in Roxbury, it's called the Hope House, because I went there, I was able to get my cell phone. And they don't give it to you in these other places. So I was able to get my cell phone and a little bit of freedom because that place is huge. And when I was there, I was watching YouTube and I saw it's actually for one of the programs. It was for one of the programs. And I saw this video about recovery, and it was an interview about someone's story in recovery, and it had nothing on my story. And I'm like, yo, this shit's got like 2 million views. I'm like, this, I could do this. I can do this. And I know I can do it. I can do it better than that. I can do it better than them. So I'm going to do it. I got my Blue View 2. I was going to do a commitment, and I took my phone and I put it on my lap. And if you look at my channel, you can still to this day go back to my first video, and this is it. This is the video I'm talking about. I put my phone on my lap, face down, no camera, nothing. All it is audio of me giving my commitment story. And that's the birth of the W number. The birth of the W number right there. So I just gave you game. And I'm telling you what I did from that point forward. A Blue View 2 with the worst editing possibilities you could possibly imagine. Shitty sound, shitty audio. I started a podcast that I'm hoping will take the country by storm at some point. I'm starting a podcast that will hopefully give inspiration to hopefully millions. I'm not trying to sound like that, but I'm just saying, like, humbly speaking, if it does reach the right amount of people, it could possibly change so many people's lives. I mean, it could. Even just hearing stories at AAs and commitments, things like that, those change lives. Why is this any different from me? I change lives for people that are in recovery from prison and drugs maybe too. So it's like, it's the same thing for me. This is what it is. This is Prison Anonymous. You know what I mean? This is Convicts Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another name for a channel. If you're going to start a channel, Convicts Anonymous. How about that? Yo, amen. What's up, G Dupkin? What's up, John McCartan, K Razy, Brett? I'm going to go over and see what we got for a couple of comments, man. We got a whole bunch of people in here. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit that join button. $2.99 a month. And you could get access to crazy perks, like access to videos I don't show anybody. You get access to posts that I put up every day. And if everybody who's a member in this chat will tell you, the posts I write, the posts I work on to put up there are not just normal. Like, I go hard on those posts. I do research. I read up on things. I have philosophy books that I use for quotes. Like, I have books in my house about things that, like, nobody really reads about. Like, you know what I mean? I love philosophy. Like, whatever you could talk about with philosophy, I would love to talk to you about it. Like, I love philosophy, bro. Nietzsche's by far my favorite, but his anti-God philosophy is kind of different. But he has that Superman philosophy, which is basically like, you can overcome anything. So yeah, man. I appreciate that, Henry, man. Brett Capola, what up, bro? Love your positive energy, bro. Thank you, Mike. Mike W. Blade. I like the name, bro. Mike W. Blade. That shit sounds badass. So yeah, man. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys psyched for this new week, bro? This week is gonna be fucking crazy. Yeah, Nietzsche is awesome. Nietzsche really is awesome. But you know what's even better? The Bible. Word. Not even lying, bro. And I don't even like to sound like that guy, like Bible thumping God freak. This is the thing, bro. I just know what my faith has done for my life, and I know what it could do for yours. And that's why I think it's important for me to tell you guys. Any ex-convicts coming out of prison, I'm telling you, bro. You put God and his values in your heart, bro, and you'll stay free. I'm telling you. Hopefully, anyways. Unless you get, unless you slip, whatever. But damn, that sucks. You guys could barely hear Boo Boo. I hopefully, yeah, that sucks because you know what I should have did? I should have put it on. Not auto. See, on StreamYard, if I take the volume and I put it on auto volume, my voice, because it's so loud, if the other person's voice is not as loud, it's gonna make it so that they sound really low because it's auto setting to the loudness of my voice. You know what I mean? So it's gonna make his sound lower. But so whenever I do shit like that, if I do it again, I promise you I will put it on a set volume so that I'll be loud, but he'll be loud. You know what I mean? But yo, okay, so Tara Delaney said I heard him fine. I appreciate that. Hopefully, certain phones are hard to hear on. I apologize about that, Jamie, though. Yeah, Brother D, you know him, Brett. You know about him. Buddha Vlogs, what's up, man? Terry Delaney. Okay. G Dupkin became a member. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Thomas McPherson, looking healthy, Maddie. Haircut's fire. Keep doing your thing, bro. You know who gave me that haircut? Gino Viola from 3L Barbershop. Definitely go hit him up. Yeah, man, it's 7:40. I don't want to keep the studio until the last second again because I did it the other night when I did the interview with Miz. Hey, by the way, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Miz. I'm going to be making all my videos I'm putting the same effort into every single one, right? Now, it's important to give everybody's story, even if it isn't the most crazy. Like, Mrs. got a crazy story, but like, I'm going to have people on sometimes that are stories about recovery, real stories about real people. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be like, stabbings and killings and fucking crazy gangs shit. Like, I am interested in people in general. So if I get those less stories, I put them on my members only. And that's a good reason to be a member because you have people that have really good stories that aren't widely eaten by the public, like that people don't like jump all over, you know what I mean? And those are the stories that I like to put on my members because not only do I know my members appreciate it, but they're awesome fucking stories. You know what I mean? Like my friend Kevin, I put his up recently. Wish I could have gone longer with him, but that story is awesome. I mean, like he's great at saying it too. You know what I mean? That's the best part. I need to get on. I'm just usually so private, but I feel like I need to get up there, Maddie. Well, I'm saying if you got a story that people on my channel will like, hit me up. Because, and the thing is, I'm looking for certain things, guys. Like, and that's why I say, like, I will do your interview, anybody's, right? So the difference is that it might go on members only still. It's going to be great. I have more than 70 members. You're going to be getting viewed from a lot of people. And then I get new ones, keeping getting new ones. And it's those videos are super important to this podcast because they keep people, becoming members. It gives you a reason to stay a member. And it also gives you a perk, like something special, like that nobody else really gets. So I think it's really cool. But I appreciate everybody for showing up again. This is a great podcast. I'm glad I was able to tap in with all you guys tonight. Great crowd, great everything. I appreciate everybody. We're going to keep the positivity up. And you already know, look at this shirt, bro. Come on. Positive spin. Look at this. Can you see it? We got the positive spin on it, bro. That's what it is, kid. I'm wearing a positive t-shirt, so I'm feeling all positive and shit. But yeah, man, we're gonna crush this shit, bro. YouTube's my bitch right now. W number. Ow!